Fear doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it slips quietly into your chest in the middle of a prayer and tells you nothing is going to change. You know that moment. You're praying because you need breakthrough, healing, clarity, direction, and suddenly something inside you collapses. Your mind goes silent. Your heart gets tight. Your words feel empty. And you wonder, is God even listening? But what if the problem isn't God's silence? What if the real battle is happening inside you? A neuro-spiritual battle between fear and truth, between your wounded soul and the identity God has spoken over you. Before we go any further, you need to understand something that will change the way you pray forever. Fear doesn't just make you anxious. Fear blocks your prayers, not because God is far, but because fear hijacks the very system through which you hear, believe, and respond to God's voice. And until you understand the spiritual mechanics of fear, you will continue to pray from the flesh instead of the spirit, from panic instead of presence, from self-preservation instead of surrender. Let's go deeper. Fear is not an emotion. It's a spirit. 2 Timothy 1, verse 7. The Bible doesn't say, God has not given us the feeling of fear. It says, God has not given us the spirit of fear. Fear is a spiritual intruder, a theological, emotional, and neurological disruptor. And when fear enters the mind, it creates a spiritual noise that drowns out the voice of God. Fear carries a theology. You are alone. You are unprotected. You are powerless. God won't show up. This theology is a lie. But if it becomes your internal narrative, it becomes the lens through which you interpret everything, including your prayer life. Fear attacks identity. Fear attacks memory. Fear attacks expectation. And fear attacks faith's foundation, trust in God's character.
The neurotheology of fear, what your brain does when you pray in panic. When fear floods your system, your brain shifts into self-defense mode. Your body enters survival. Your thoughts tighten. Your breath shortens. Your spirit gets drowned under emotional static. Praying in fear is like trying to tune into God with a radio full of interference. You're speaking words, but your mind is in another place. Your heart is bracing for disappointment. Your nervous system is screaming, "Protect yourself." You're not praying from connection. You're praying from fear of loss. This is why so many prayers feel powerless. This is why people say, "My prayer hits the ceiling." It's not that God is silent. It's that fear blocks reception.
Fear creates a false God in your mind. How fear distorts God's voice. Here's the part most people never learn. Fear builds an image of God that looks nothing like Him. When fear is running your mind, God feels distant. His promises feel weak. His timing feels cruel. His silence feels rejection. His love feels conditional. Fear rewrites theology inside your chest. And if the God in your mind is distorted, your prayer life will always be distorted too.
Fear hijacks your identity. Fear and spiritual identity. Fear whispers, "You're not enough. You don't deserve this. God won't do it for someone like you." It attacks the identity God gave you. Why? Because prayer is authority, and authority flows from identity. Fear breaks your authority by breaking your confidence in God's character. When Jesus prayed, He didn't beg. He knew, He trusted, He rested. Fear steals that posture. Fear blocks surrender. Prayer that comes from panic versus presence. You cannot surrender and brace for impact at the same time. Fear keeps you bracing. Fear keeps your heart clenched. Fear keeps your mind racing. Fear makes you pray, Lord, please do something before everything falls apart. But kingdom prayer isn't begging for rescue. Kingdom prayer is stepping into partnership. Surrender isn't passive. Surrender is alignment. Your heart aligned with His heart. Fear breaks alignment. Trust restores alignment.
The Bible's secret pattern. Fear always falls when God speaks. Isaiah 41:10. In the Bible, every time God says, "Do not fear," He doesn't follow it with, "Try harder." He follows it with Himself. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. Fear not, for I will strengthen you. Fear leaves when the revelation of God arrives. Fear blocks prayers, but revelation breaks fear.
The breakthrough moment. Why nothing changes when I pray. Here is the moment that changes everything. Your prayer becomes powerful the moment fear loses its authority over your inner world. When you pray from security, not survival, from identity, not insecurity, from revelation, not panic, from trust, not trembling, everything shifts. Your mind clears, your spirit listens, your heart steadies, and suddenly the voice of God becomes unmistakably clear. Fear didn't leave because God shouted louder. Fear left because truth awakened.
Fear has been blocking your prayers, not because God withdrew, but because fear created a wall inside you, a wall of lies, a wall of anxiety, a wall of self-protection, a wall built by wounds you never healed. But walls fall when truth comes, and the truth today is simple. God is not distant. God is not ignoring you. Your prayer is not powerless. Fear just lost its seat in your mind. Now breathe. Let your heart soften. Let your mind open. Let your spirit receive. Because the moment fear breaks, your entire prayer life resurrects. If this message exposed something in you, write, "Lord, break this fear in me" in the comments, not as a ritual, but as an agreement. We'll pray with you. And if you need more messages like this, deep, honest, biblical, stick around. There's a lot more coming.